Well, today's Thursday, it's the 18th of May 2023 and I'm in Palma. Anita's just gone off with her friend Yvonne for a little walk around and we'll meet up a bit later for lunch. But I'm going out to just have a look around and investigate what's going on here in the big city. I'm going down, first of all, I'm going to head down San Miguel and heading towards Plaza Mayor. So we're just coming from Plaza España and heading towards Plaza Mayor, and it's a lovely day again. All of the predictions of really bad weather, well, we've had a little bit of rain, but not very much at all, and the skies are pretty clear now, and the temperature's really quite pleasant. It's quite early in the morning, it's only just 10:30. That thermometer said 15 degrees, I saw one earlier which said 20, so not sure what to believe. But this is a pedestrianised area, so it's reasonably safe to walk along. You do occasionally get some delivery vans coming, but lots of shops on both sides to attract you. And certainly to attract Anita. So she's gone off with Yvonne, and I'm sure they'll be in and out of the shops. There's another pharmacy up ahead which has a thermometer, so I'll keep my eye on that one and see what that one said. Saying anything at the moment. It's got some revolving crosses. St. Cristo, it's a popular bakery. It's a chain, you see lots of them. It says 1050, so I'm not sure how reliable that is. It says 21 degrees Celsius, I'm not sure how reliable that is. So it's certainly not 1050. What is the temperature? 21 degrees. Well, there's one further down the road which says it is 21 degrees, so maybe correct. I'm just going to have another look in this church, just wondering if they've got any documentation or any booklets I can buy to tell me about the history of the church. So I'm not going to make a video inside there because I've already done that, but I'll just go and do a little bit of investigation. Well, fortunately, no leaflets and not even a book that I could buy to tell me about the history of that particular church. So I'm going to have to do my research elsewhere and see what I can find out about it. Artists are out in force today. Some really nice work. Still we get the graffiti. It looks as though they've actually attempted to erase graffiti before and somebody straight away has put their mark on it. I have seen in different parts workers actually removing graffiti, but I suppose it's a very labour intensive job. You need a quick, fast, efficient way of removing the graffiti. The fact that these people actually do it on churches, total lack of respect for property. Well, this is the main church for San Miguel. This one is the San Miguel church. Very dark inside, so quite difficult for me to do videos in some of these churches. Still heading towards Plaza Mayor. Seems to be a few market stalls in the plaza. That's good to see. I mean, don't always see them here. Something quite good for the tourists. I've just walked over some of the paving stones here and noticed they're loose. I guess this will be on the list of the local council for repairs. So you can carry on down there and that would take me down towards the cathedral, but I'm actually going to walk down here past Cafeteria Paris. And here we just see more graffiti, unfortunately. And well, actually, this is a graffiti shop. What appears to be spray paints. Not noticed that before. Quite a few steps to go down here. Steps. Those are steps that go back up towards Plaza Mayor, and at the top of there you'd be overlooking the Ramblas, which is where I'm going to be going later on for lunch. For the moment I'm going down more steps. Shops are not open along here yet. Usually lots of shops here, so I'm guessing some of them perhaps won't open for another hour or so. A nice little lookout spot here. That's looking out towards the Ramblas, which goes up there via Roma. And we're actually right by, just here is the theatre, Teatro Principal, the main theatre. Real oldie worldy sort of theatre. Very nice, nicely decorated inside. And we used to go, well, we have been there quite often for concerts by the orchestra, ballet, lots of things. We went to one and we were in a box. And you think, well, I used to think as a child that being in a box was really quite a good thing to do, except that you have really poor visibility of the stage. At least if you're sitting at the back of the box, so you can actually see what you've come to see. So not always the best. Across the road, really interesting building, beautiful architecture. Actually the Grand Hotel, or at least it was in a previous life, no longer is the Grand Hotel. It's now Acacia Building. Acacia being one of the banks, and they have a cafe at the bottom, a restaurant, but they also have lots and lots of exhibitions there. So I'm not sure there's anything on there for me at the moment. It is really quite a fascinating place, just as some of these places are. Look at this, Mallorca delicatessen. Absolutely fascinating place. Oh, really nice there to catch up with a friend I've not seen for many years, and nice to see him out and about, looking really well. This is one of the places, the law courts here. Surprised this Blau press is not open. This is where they usually sell the newspapers, and there was early on, well, last year now, they were talking of these places having to close down. It would be very sad if that is in fact the case, that not a place you can buy newspapers or magazines. They still do a really good job. And here we have the Cerveceria Alaska, which is open. Well, it's not actually open now, but I'm sure it will be opening up later on when it's beer time. I guess it's not quite beer time for most people. I know some of you are going to come back to me and say it's always beer time. Maybe you're right. And here's the bicycles, the Bicky Palmas, trying to get us all riding the bicycles. That's something we've actually done. We've never had one of these Bickies. I'm not sure I'm up to it anymore. I'll just walk down here and just show you exactly where we are. As we're coming up now to C&A. And the main street right in front of us, Jaime Torres. Find all the big posh shops there. And across the road is the museum I'm hoping to be able to go into a little bit later on. But first of all, just to let you know exactly where we are, so you can actually see the situation. Somebody's just bought some works of art there. Bar Bosch, very popular place, just next door to McDonald's, but Bar Bosch is like one of the places to go have a coffee in Palma. Sit, watch the world go by. And here's the Plaza, affectionately known as Plaza de los Tortugas, the turtles, because the monolith there is actually sitting on 4 tortoises. And then down there goes towards the sea. And well, I'll just turn all the way around. If that bus wasn't in the way, we'd be looking straight into C&A, the clothes shop, and up that way is Jaime. It's another street full of shops, some of them quite high class sort of shops, expensive things. There is an old Corte Inglés up there, a big department store. I'm going to go across the road here and have a look to see if I can get into this museum. Buses are great here, but they do get very full, and you'll see a lot of buses that are completely full and will sometimes just go past you at the bus stop because they are so full. It's getting busier and busier now with all the tourists that are here, on top of the people who live here as well. We had no problem coming in on our bus, but certainly as we got into Palma, it was standing room only. No, it says it's free entrance. So let's give it a go. Well, that really was a fascinating find, and well worth a view. It's totally free, and you just make your way inside there and have a look around. It is really interesting. I'm going to carry on making my way into the Ramblas because I need to find the restaurant that we're going to. I'm very early at the moment, but I can always just have a look elsewhere. So I'm going to make my way up back towards Teatro Principal and past the Acacia Building. I can have a look to see if they've got any exhibitions look interesting to me. The Acacia Building, you usually have to book in advance. You can't just walk in off the street. Maybe you can if they've got free spots, but certainly when I've been in the past, I've actually booked tickets online. It doesn't cost very much, and if you are an Acacia customer, if it's your bank, then many of the events that they have are actually free. So, looking at some of the side streets here. school group here. So maybe there is something on at the Acacia Building.
Hey, magst du ein Foto da? Du musst deine Rollen zeigen, dass du kulturell trägst.
So just outside they do actually have a list of things that are on, so just have a quick look at that, see if there's anything of interest to me. It just so happens they've actually got an exhibition on to do with the chemical elements, which obviously would interest me. I'm not sure I want to be with a lot of school children at this time, but hopefully they will learn a lot about the elements of the periodic table. I'm going to carry on making my way towards the Via Roma, Rambla. Get a better view now of the Teatro Principal, the main theatre. Really nice building, which was a few years ago restored, and it's a very, very interesting place, and is popular with the operas and ballets. So just outside there's a big long list of different things that are going to be on over the next few months, including Hamlet I see over there. This is also where you enter the car park of Plaza Mayor. Used to be able to drive up this way. This way you can't drive anymore. You have to drive down the Ramblas. So past antique shop. Those are your things. This is the Via Roma.
Yo, así es la broma.
With the Roman centurions on guard. So this goes under two names, Via Roma, or it's called the Rambla, La Rambla. And we've got roads on either side, but the centre part is pedestrianised and full of flower shops. Always beautiful and colourful. And here's the place we are going to be coming to later on, Aspas Cafe.
Con los votos de todo su curso superó.
some of the back streets of Palma, very interesting, and places that you can go and explore.
Io puc entendre, ho estic ben.
This is a church of Saint Teresa of Jesus, and this was built in 1624. Open, so I've got to go and investigate. There's quite a few cars coming up. Oh, really, another really quite interesting, fascinating place. Never been into that church before, but some beautiful artwork in there, and as always the carvings, the sculptures are really impressive. A bit dark to video, so you need to go in and have a look. I'm going to carry on up the Ramblas, and well, we'll have a look to see what else we can find on the way. So just while we've been walking, it has become a little bit more cloudy. It's very high cloud. Doesn't look as though there's any chance of rain, but it's certainly getting warmer as we're walking around. It really is t-shirt weather. Back onto the Rambla. The social security building, and behind it there's an outpatients part of the hospital called Carmen, which I have been to in the past. I broke my arm and I had to go there to see the specialist. But that's a long time ago.
Around the road there we've got the Caolnos, and that takes you up to Plaza España, pretty much where we started, where I started this morning. And up that way we've got the General Hospital across the road here. So is Misericordia. They have various events on here. And we've been here for concerts as well. But looks like there's some interesting things. I think I might have a little walk around inside here. It's not something I've ever done in the gardens, I don't think. Always on the lookout for somewhere different to go to. Quite nice garden with some interesting sculptures, and is the library. Big poster up there is the UEFA Futsal Champions League, which Mallorca are the champions. So we saw them at the Real Mallorca football match last week, and they were presented to all of the fans here. Well, down here in Palma, I've just come across an exhibition. Photographs of the mountains, so I'm going to have a look, see what's going on in here. I think maybe not just photographs, but paintings. And we are lucky to have the beautiful Tramontana, which is World Heritage. And for those artists, it affords a really good opportunity to do some painting. Another free exhibition, so it doesn't cost you anything to come and have a look at these. And well, the lighting seems to be better in here than some of the other places I've been to have a look at the paintings. So I'm just looking at some of the dates on these. The previous one was 1951, this one's 1970. So many of them from the 1970s. Well, really quite an interesting exhibition. Only small, but certainly something to have a look at. And just have a look at this courtyard. This is quite a place, isn't it? And we've been here just after lockdown when the orchestra started to perform again. This is one of the open air spaces that they can actually use, and so there was a big stage across where I'm standing now, and we would sit out there, all quite well spaced out, but a great place to enjoy the music in the open air. That's the General Hospital, and next to it was there. I was looking at the exhibition, and just walking down here. This road here says it's the road of the Botanic Gardens. That's something else I must find out about. I'm quite high up here, and the road down below. More graffiti, unfortunately. It's getting towards the end of the school year, and it looks as though there are lots of students who are out on their excursions. Get them out of the class, let them do something outside, which is really good. And perhaps they're visiting parts of the city that they wouldn't normally do. So just as I was walking up here, I noticed another church. Mallorca is full of churches, and Palma has a lot of them. And that one's open, and there's an interesting little statue outside. So I'm going to make my way down there. All the students heading back through some of the back streets. These are all offices for Conseil, the government buildings, and they surround that beautiful courtyard, and we're back down to the Via Roma. I'm just going to investigate this church, which is just around the corner here.
Ciao cariño mío, fate una bella pasta.
And it's down, and if you go any further you end up in a labyrinth of streets. Really sad that someone has decided that they should deface such a marvellous work of art as well. This actually is the Church of Santa Magdalena. Well, quite a fascinating church, just off the beaten track. That's probably what these streets were intended for. They're very narrow streets. Well, I've had a really interesting walk in Palma today, and it's nearly time for me to go and meet Anita. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.